Hey, what's going on? How are you doing? How are you doing? I finally did it. I finally went on a stage and I attempted stand up comedy. I wrote out my routine. I planned it. I rehearsed it. I rewrote it multiple times to like get it in my head. And man, it was rough tonight. I was so nervous. And before I even went on stage, the host of the event, I actually brought a tripod to film myself. And before I got on stage, all of a sudden the host, she goes, Sir, are you live streaming this?" And I was like, "No." And she's like, "Are you recording anybody?" And I'm like, "No." I'm like, "I'm not. I'm just setting this up. I was gonna record myself." I'm like, "Is that all right?" And she's like, "Oh yeah. That's fine. That's fine." And I was like, "Here, I'll take my phone off, if that makes you feel uncomfortable." And people were like, it was kind of funny because the whole mood went down a little bit. And the next person like was like, "Oh, let's do something a little bit more upbeat, to increase the mood in this place." And then right after that, the lady walks over to me. She's like, "Hey, I'm sorry. I didn't want to make you feel uncomfortable, but are you feeling okay? Do you still want to go on stage?" And I said, "Yeah, I do." And so she's like, "All right, you're up next." So I went up. Man, I was nervous. Okay, so the first thing I did was I tried to make a joke about what she said, how she like called me out, and I was like saying how I felt like I wasn't really nervous until that happened, and which was not true. And I was like, yeah, I kind of felt like I reverted back to like a kid, in elementary school, because like I did something wrong or whatever. And a couple people laughed at that, mainly the host. And then I just went through my routine. I talked about how, you know, what did I talk about? Oh yeah, so I was talking about how like nowadays so many people are so health conscious. And I talked about how people, you know, eat right and exercise. And I was like talking about how like I'm health unconscious. And that got a tiny bit of laughs. And I explained how like I end up in a micro. What am I talking about? I end up in like a McDonald's drive-through, and I have no idea how I showed up there, how I got there. Um, so I talked about that. I talked about how I downloaded the app and how having the app is horrible because I don't need any extra incentive to go to McDonald's. And some people, I was like, "Anybody have this app?" And like a few brave souls were willing to admit that they have the app. And I had a couple, like a little bit of interaction with the crowd, which made it better, because I feel like, man, there was a time where I was just talking and talking, and I think people were just nervous. I think they were nervous because I was nervous, and they were just looking at me like, "Please tell a joke soon, for yourself and for my sake, please." No, but man, and the thing is, I think there's about 20 or 25 people there, and the host, she said early on, I asked her when I signed up, I was like, "How long do I get?" She said, "Oh, about 5 minutes." I said, "Okay, cool." And then she's like, "We can make it longer depending on how many people come." And in my mind, I'm like, "Do not give me more time." And I made a joke about that on stage. And I was up there for like over 5 minutes. And at one point when I like got through what I had written down, I just started saying stuff that I had thought about before. Oh my gosh, what was I thinking, man? But it's all right. It's all right. I did it. I filmed it. The quality is horrible. Like the actual video quality, you can hear it pretty well. Um, so I don't know if I'm gonna post it on my channel or anything. Like it just feels too rough. I rewatched it and I was like, "Oh man, oh boy, oh boy." But I'm glad I finally did it, and I just forced myself. I kept telling myself, just do it. Just sign up and do it. And like I follow this one guy on YouTube, and he was like, I was like, "Man, you got any advice for me?" And he's like, "The best thing I can tell you is just to get on stage. Who cares about remembering your routine? Who cares about being funny? Who cares about the timing and the length and the structure?" He's like, "That stuff will come later. You need to just get over this. Get over the fear of going on stage and just do it." And so I was like, "Okay, I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it." And I just kept telling myself, okay, I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it. And I got there early. I got there like at 6:30, signed up. I don't know what time I got on stage, probably like around 7:30-ish. Man, that was rough, man. Then I either, okay, so let me explain more about the event. They mainly host, okay, so it's like you can do music, you can do poetry, you can do comedy, right? And people got instruments, and it was a lot of music. And the lady, the host, well, actually, what was I gonna say? Oh, she was like, depending on our turnout, we can give you more time. And then she said, I'm gonna cycle through the list. She came back to me and was like, do you have any more material? And I'm like, no, not at all. She was gonna give me a chance to go up on stage again. I was like, no, I'm good. I'm good. She's like, are you sure? Are you sure? I'm like, yeah, I'm absolutely sure. Like, I already said everything I planned to say, and you don't want to see me up there being like, oh, and which I already did that anyways when I actually was on stage. I think I did a lot of and and I looked down, but it's fine. It was my very first time. I've never ever done it. But like I said, I'm glad I did it. When I was done, the guy who came on after me, he was like singing and playing guitar. He was like, man, that was like one of the top 3 stand-up comedy routines that we've seen here. He's like, it's really hard to do comedy here. And I was like thinking, ain't no way that's a top 3, player. If that's a top 3, then you guys must not see a lot of comedy. Ain't no way, my bro. But man, a lot of people were good singers, good guitarists. I talked about that. I try to compliment them on like, their talent and stuff like that, because I guess what I'm learning is that, you need to get them to like you. You know what I'm saying? And so, it's not about being funny. It's just like, do they like you? And man, that was tough. But that's pretty much all I got. That's all I got for you. It's just a recap of what I just did. So it was tonight. I was super nervous. My hand was shaking at one point. I was like, oh man, calm down. I sat down. I was still nervous. And, whoo, boy. Whoa, baby. Whoa, baby. I should have said that on stage. But no, I was like, and I just came off so dry. I think I was so nervous. I was just like, like way too many words and syllables, man. Way too many words and syllables. Yeah, at one point I felt like I was talking for like hours without any laughs, just complete silence. So anyways, that's pretty much all I got. I hope you're doing well. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I hope you're doing great. And I'm out of here.